What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another Anthem video for you guys today. And today we are taking a look at a Colossus starter build. So guys, when you first jump into the world of Anthem, which many of you probably already have, but for those of you that are starting off, this is a build that I would recommend to use if you go with the Colossus Javelin. We will be doing this for the other 3 Javelins as well, but this is just a pretty much basic build that you can use for the Colossus that pretty much introduces him as a huge, unstoppable, destructive mass of power, and as a tank. Alright, so first off, we are going to cover the basics. Now, weapons. In terms of weapons, the Colossus has access to 2 extra weapons that no other class has access to. The autocannon and the grenade launcher. Now, both these weapons are exceptional weapons to use on your Colossus. I definitely prefer the autocannon over the grenade launchers though. I feel like the grenade launchers are a little bit lacking, so feel free to swap this out with like a sniper rifle or something like that. Whatever you feel more comfortable using. You know, you can even use another light machine gun, a shotgun. It all comes down to your personal preference for both of these weapon slots. I personally prefer the autocannon for the Colossus, so I would definitely recommend equipping an autocannon with your Colossus. Now, that's pretty much weapons. You know, weapons is your own sort of thing and what you want to go about doing. Now, for the heavy assault launcher, I find you want to try and focus on individual targets that will trigger the detonator. Now, for those of you that aren't sure what I'm talking about, if you look at the railgun, it has like a star next to it. That means that it's a detonator. So a primer is one that has a circle, so you can see the venom spitter here has a circle, the flamethrower has a circle. I prefer to use the railgun as the detonator, mainly because it is a solo target sort of detonator, and the reason being you want to go for the railgun is because when you successfully pull off a combo with the Colossus, he does like an area of effect explosion damage, which is great for dealing with pesky little runts. So if you ever come across a dude that has like shields or one of the heavy mortar guys that has the flamethrowers, you can use the railgun on them after priming them with your ordnance launcher, which we'll get into, and not only will it deal a huge amount of damage to the stronger bosses or the stronger enemies, you'll also get rid of all the pesky little dudes that are floating around him. So that's why I would recommend using a railgun. Now, if you don't have access to a railgun, the siege cannon is also a great heavy assault launcher to use as well. So take that into consideration. You want to look for stuff that deals the most blast damage or the most damage. You can see here the siege cannon does blast damage, whereas our railgun just does the basic damage. However, like I said, the railgun is great for dealing with those solo dudes. Now, next up, the ordnance launcher. I would heavily recommend the firewall mortar. What the firewall mortar does is it creates like a line of fire, and if enemies are in that line of fire or they walk through it, they get the fire status. Now, this allows you to set up with your detonator by using the railgun. And like I said, if you've got enemies around you and you know you're focusing on a larger, stronger enemy, you'll easily be able to take him out with the railgun and the firewall mortar. Now, in terms of components, get this as soon as you're able to, the heavy shield reinforcement. This is such a great component to have because not only does it increase your armor and shield for the Colossus, it also allows you to deal an extra 300% base damage with your shield. Now that is a crap ton of extra damage. You can literally just run around with your shield pummeling into all the enemies that you see fit, and you won't take any damage because your shield will block all the damage. Then next up, I would recommend the Heavy Assault Augment. This enhances the Heavy Assault Launcher to increase damage by 5%. Now, if you're doing difficulties on easy or normal, this probably isn't as necessary, but if you want to try and do the hard levels in order to get more XP, I would recommend this greatly. So guys, there are a few other components that you can use if you want to choose to do so. I would recommend the Colossal Storage, which increases the amount of ammo you have in your guns, which is great for your autocannon. Let's just find it here real quick. There it is there. So you can see Colossal Storage increases maximum ammo capacity by 35% of base capacity. It's a great component to have as well. As well as that, you can go with the shield reinforcement, which increases the power of your shield, and the ordnance augment. So guys, let's jump into a quick free play and we'll showcase to you what we're talking about. So this guy currently has the burn effect on him. We launched that into him. You can see that the little bubble of like yellow is the combo effect that we've done to him, and that is how you pull off the combo. And that is the reason why the railgun, I feel, is probably one of the better weapons to use. Now you can see all these guys are on fire, pop it there, and the combo kills all 4 of them in the area. Now, the reason we're taking so much damage right now is because these guys are a lot stronger than we are, because we've outfitted our Javelin with weaker components in order to show you guys the starter build. However, this won't be the case for you guys because you will have the enemies scaled to your pilot level. So obviously the more you go along, the more you'll be able to craft up extra gear and weaponry and stuff like that for yourself. And that'll allow you to deal with the tougher enemies as your pilot level increases. But we're currently running like level 10 pilot gear for level 26 or something enemies. So there is that to take into consideration. But the shield itself is great for ramming into enemies. We'll show you guys real quick right now. You can see these guys are all on fire. You just run into them, you can fly with it, you can charge into them, and you just destroy them. Now, you're probably wondering, well, this is like stronger dudes. Well, it'll have the same effect across everything. Literally, I ran the campaign with this shield component, and I was running into all enemies and pretty much one-shotting them on normal, and then on hard, I was leaving them at about 1/4 of their health. So I would definitely try to get into the shield buff as soon as possible. You should be able to craft it if you get your rep high enough, quick enough with the Arcanists, I believe, and then you can have access to the shield reinforcement. So guys, we're going to wrap up the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and the build. Let me know what you guys think of it down below. Once again, this is just a starter build, so if you guys are looking for more complex builds, we will be getting into those as well later down the line. But yeah guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one. This soda,